Good day, friends. Before you start preparing the walls for the finish coating, you need to check them for slopes, bulges, concavities and other defects. To do this, there are simple ways to do it. Walls can have various defects, without aligning which, you can subsequently face many problems when painting, wallpapering or installing furniture. In addition to the unevenness of the walls, the room itself may also have an irregular geometry, as a result of the crookedly installed internal partitions. If your room has irregular angles in the horizontal plane, and a rectangular room looks more like a parallelogram, then this is certainly bad, and in such a situation, to level out strong deviations in the geometry of the room, you can plaster the walls, but it will be very expensive. And it is probably already much easier and cheaper to install drywall on the walls. In this connection, many homeowners, not wanting to give extra centimeters of their area under false walls, leave everything as it is and, if possible, align only vertical slopes, depressions and bulges. As they say, in this situation, you are the boss. To determine how smooth the wall is, and whether there are deviations in some places, you can use two methods. The first method is as old as this world, it takes time and is not very accurate. Here you need a plumb line or a long level, twine, self-tapping screws with dowels and a hammer drill. The second method is much faster, but requires a laser plane builder. When checking for unevenness, the main task is to find the most protruding point on the wall. This point is called zero. Using the first method, you need to screw 4 self-tapping screws into the wall, 2 on each side of the wall, offset from the corner, ceiling and floor by 10 to 15 centimeters. After that, in both corners, by adjusting the plumb line or level, the protrusion of the upper and lower self-tapping screws, it is required to set them to the same level. Then, along the perimeter of the wall, as well as diagonally, a thread is pulled, which is hooked onto the extreme part of the screws. Provided that the vertical threads are set strictly on a plumb line, the connection of the 2 threads in the middle will indicate that the wall is in the same plane, and the same gap in the upper and lower parts between the vertical threads and the wall indicates that the wall is strictly vertical. After that, by setting the long rule to a vertical position or by taking a plumb line with a thread and aligning it with the upper and lower threads, moving along horizontal threads along the wall to the left or right, you can determine by the gap between the wall and the rule whether there are deviations at the wall in that or another part of it. The second method is much easier, faster, and most importantly more accurate. The only thing that is needed for this is a laser plane builder, which, by the way, does not have to be bought, and can be found in the rental. To measure a wall using a laser plane builder, you will need to make 2 marks on the perpendicular walls. The marks are made at a distance of 10 centimeters from the measured wall. After that, it is required to install a laser plane builder with vertical beams turned on and align its beams with the marks on the walls. Further, it remains only to measure with a tape measure, in different places on the wall, the distance from the wall surface to the trace from the laser on the tape measure. Ideally it should be 10 centimeters everywhere. Thanks to such simple methods, you can find the unevenness of the walls and decide on the need to plaster them, install beacons, as well as calculate the amount of plaster mixture that will be required for leveling. That's all. Subscribe to the channel. Good luck to everyone and see you soon.